Alright, welcome back everyone. So, if you couldn't tell, we are currently sitting in the bed of the F350, or I guess you'd say the body of the F350. And you might be asking, why are we sitting in here for this video? So, in the past, I don't know if I've fully kind of gone over what I want to do in here, or what I even bought this truck for. So I figured I would go over that before I kind of go over our first steps into the build, right? So, to start off, why did I buy the truck? So I bought this specific truck with a few things in mind, right? So I wanted a utility truck that had the side toolboxes. Check. I wanted a truck that had, that was like an F350, a 3500, something that could tow a car safely. Check. Quick disclaimer, you can probably tell, it is monsooning outside right now. But I wanted to make something, so I apologize. Moving on. I wanted a truck that could tow a car. Now, mind you, this was way back before I bought the track Vic behind us and the GTA 6 Vic. This was originally just going to be like something I throw a trailer in the back and say I buy a new SCP Foundation car. I wanted to be able to tow my car around instead of driving it around and putting miles on it, and ultimately destroying it like I did the last car. So that was the main two things I wanted to do. Now a third thing, it wasn't a requirement, but it was a nice thing, and I found one, was having a body like this, right, where I can kind of get in here and more or less hide, if that makes sense. Why would I want to hide? So, say I'm driving, I don't know, my truck and trailer down to Florida for the GTA 6 release, right, with the GTA 6 Grand Vic. If I have to stop, say, in South Carolina or North Carolina to sleep, I really don't want to be laying in the cab there taking a nap. Or say, I doubt this would be a thing, but if I gotta go pick up, say, an engine from Vegas, I can drive there, I don't really need to get a hotel, nap in here. So with that being said, I want to turn this into a like semi-truck style sleeper, right? And when I say that, we're going to go like very basic, very small, because obviously it is not that big in here. Just bare bones, very basic, just enough to get the job done right. So what would that entail? Now, before we go into that, this truck is still going to be multi-functional, right? So yes, we're going to set this up to be used as a sleeper, but I also want to be able to remove stuff, so if, say, I move from my place one day, because where I live right now sucks bad, I want to be able to use this as a U-Haul, so I want to be able to easily remove the stuff, so I can use it for U-Haul and put it right back in, if that makes any sense. So now going on to what we need to do first off, right? So first, we got to figure out where a leak is coming from. Now, right now, I might be able to tell when I get done here, but there's a leak that's been happening, and the water from the leak has been pooling up along this back wall, right? Now, I thought it was coming from the seams of the roof, and I had said before I'd used a can of Flex Seal spray. Now, that either didn't work, and it's one of the stupid gimmicks, which probably was, or it wasn't that at all, and it's coming from somewhere else. Now, there is one place where I think it's coming from, and if it's there, I hope that the paint job could fix it, because I have no other way of fixing it. And that spot is right back here under the window, like kind of where that little ledge is. From the outside, you can see there's kind of rust starting to build up along that seam there. So I figured that's where water is coming in from. So first off, we need to address the leak. We can't move forward before we address the leak, because if not, water will be getting into the insulation, getting into the wood, rotting it out, making it disgusting. And it's just not good for the long-term quality of what we're going to build in here. Next up, we got to clean it. Like, we got to clean the whole thing out. So all this junk on the shelves got to go. I got to clean all the grime and dirt off the floor. The only thing we're not going to remove is the tank behind me, and that's the only reason why we're not going to remove that is I don't know how to remove it, and it is full. Now, if I can, I will do it, but at the moment, I don't want to create like a biohazard mess, so it's just going to stay there. We'll build around. No big deal. Once we have that figured out, right, then we can start our framing. So we're going to build, let me think of the best way to explain this. We're going to frame it to where I could still have use of these cabinets. So we're going to be putting like a sill here, board, top board, or we're just going to board, the center brace, and then we're going to put like some slidey cabinet doors, if that makes sense. And that's going to be the same on both sides. Then on the back wall, I have two ideas. I don't know what I'm doing yet. So first idea is we wall it up to where you don't see the window. Gets rid of the window, it's like it's up. Second idea, and it defeats the purpose of why I blocked that window out, is I build around the window so I have a window, straight to 10, so again, I have a window. The issue I have with that is if I'm in here, I don't want people knowing I'm in here. That's why I blocked everything out. I want it to be as inconspicuous as possible, almost as if it's just a work truck parked at like Walmart parking lot. That's just the start, at least. More or less stealth camping, if you think. The goal is to not get caught and not make people think you are in here, which that comes with its own set of issues I got to work out. But as of right now, the plan is wall it off. I don't want that window. I don't want access to that window. Once we have it kind of framed out, we can fill it with insulation and board it up. Now, with that being said, I have a few different ideas. One is kind of a cost-effective way, but it's very tedious. The other one is very expensive, but it would probably look nicer. Now, what would those ideas be? So, obviously I got to cover the wall once I put insulation in, right? The idea is go around and collect a bunch of like old pallets, right? And I mean like good condition pallets. And cut them up to where I could use them kind of like paneling or like a wall cover. So I don't got to buy sheets of plywood or boards. I would just use the thin little pallet boards. And pallets, I can get hundreds of them for free. And I could do that I can do the roof, I can do the sides here, I could even do the floor. Now the floor, I don't think I will do, primarily because I said before, I want to be able to remove it. So what I might do for the floor is I might get those like rubber gym mats or like a foam floor, put it in, so that way if I need to remove it, like I said, I can remove it. Now as far as the like living quarters go, once we have it all framed out, done up all nice, and I'll put a picture up of kind of what I want the angle to be. We're gonna put like, if I remember my my rendering correctly, we're gonna put like a little platform back here, and then we're gonna put like our like mini fridge under it. We're gonna put like a little microwave oven or like a toaster oven up top. We're gonna try to put in like a TV up here. We're gonna leave this primarily all alone because, like I said, it's just gonna be shelves with a sliding door. And then right here is where we are going to put our bed. And our bed is going to be a glorified camping cot, if that makes sense. Because like I said, I want to be able to remove it all. So yeah, it's going to be a cot. We might add some storage underneath it. And when I mean storage, just a couple bins for like, clothing and like hygiene products and stuff like that. And then once we get that all done, it's pretty much done. And then we can focus on the outside. So the primary focus right now is the inside. Now backtracking a little bit. I want to have this entire rear section be like operate off its own power, if that makes sense. So I got to get solar panels for the roof. I got to figure out how to do the wiring for all that and make it all work together. So that way I don't have to run the truck to run in here. I just jump back here, close the doors, lock it, and use my solar power to use everything back here. Now I've done a little bit of research, I still got a lot more research to do, but that's kind of the gist of it here, right? So, now with that being said, have a great day everyone.